Sorry guys, that was a little joke, but now we're getting serious. Today we're on Proverbs chapter 9, and I want to start with verse 9. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. Someone who is wise is someone who thinks that they aren't that wise. Someone who is wise knows that they don't know it all. They are humble. They are always seeking more knowledge and more truth. But at the same time, they are discerning truth from deceit. They're always learning and seeking more knowledge, but they're discerning between what knowledge is truth and which is deceit. And the opposite of this would be someone who is proud, someone who thinks that they know it all. They think that they're very wise and that they have a vast amount of knowledge. And the problem with this is you can't teach a person something who already thinks that they know everything. You can't. They're stuck in their pride. They're stuck in their own views and their own opinions and their own way, and they can't learn anything new. And the Bible tells us in Proverbs chapter 26, verse number 12, "Seest thou a man wise in his own conceit? There is more hope of a fool than of him." It's telling us that a foolish man, has more hope than a man that's wise in his own eyes, because you can't teach a man who is wise in his own eyes. This is why pride is so dangerous. This is why pride keeps people from coming to know God. It keeps people from coming to know Christ. And the Bible tells us over and over that pride leads to a fall, but the Bible also tells us that God resisteth the proud. Just a couple verses. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 5, the second part of it. "And be clothed with humility, for God resisteth the proud, and giveth grace to the humble." And then in James chapter 4, verse 6, "But he giveth more grace, wherefore he saith, God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble." Over and over, the Bible tells us that pride leads to bad things. Pride is not bad, is not good. And but the biggest thing that pride does, the biggest reason why people don't come to Christ is because they are proud, because they don't know any better, because they don't know that they are sinners, that they are evil people. And they don't think that they're evil people because they compare themselves to other sinners. They have no knowledge of God. And this takes us to the next verse in Proverbs 9, verse 10. "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding." When you gain a knowledge of God, of His holiness, of His standards, you see how far you fall short of His standards. And the only way to be made righteous, to get up to God's standards, is through Jesus Christ, through His perfect blood. There is no other way. And people who don't realize that they have this sin problem, they don't think that they're that bad because they don't know God. Romans 5:8 tells us, "But God commendeth His love toward us, in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us." Christ died for sinners. Christ died for ungodly, wicked people like me and like you. He didn't die for good, godly people. He came to save sinners. And until you have a knowledge of God and of God's standards, you won't have a knowledge of your own sin, of the trouble that you're really in, and of the help that you really need. Thanks.